Bro.
Hi everybody, welcome to T.S.P tonight. Debate night is about protection. We'll wait for a few of you to jump on.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of minutes. If you want to introduce yourselves, guys.
Yeah, but my name's Philip. I'm also a team member of T.S.P. John also is part. We're both part of Red Rejects, Beyond Dimensions, and we both are actually part of T.S.P. Investigation team.
Yeah.
Ian.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm one of the nutty admins. Usually on the step with King Gary.
Yeah. Don't mention the name.
It's King Gary. That's it. That's your nickname now.
Have we got anybody?
Well, I'm Gary. I'm an angel mod. Just ask Leslie, she'll tell you. I'm an angel.
Oh, look at it. We've got him singly on screen for you all.
Yeah, I'm an angel. Look.
Have we got anybody on? Yeah, I can't see.
Yeah, there's 3 people on. Hello, 3 people. 2 minutes. I will look at the.
Just have a look. It's quite
Hope everyone's well during lockdown. We continue chats from home. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Facebook user. Can't see who that is.
I can see Steve. Yeah, I can't see the Facebook user.
Oh, that is Carol, actually. That's Carol. Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah. Steve, sorry about that, mate. What I'll do is I'll have a one-on-one message later, and we'll try and find out problem reason why you can't jump on PAL. Sometimes it's browsers. That's on your phone or if you're using a desktop. Sometimes there's a problem. But we'll get that sorted for next time, matey. No problem. Thank you, Carol, for sharing.
Yes, thank you, Carol.
So this is second one, isn't it? Debate night on live chat, which is it was pretty good last time as well. That was good.
Yeah, and tonight is about protection. I don't know what people want to comment on about that.
I mean, I suppose one of the first questions is, people that do investigations, some choose not to use protection because they want something to happen. And then some use protection. So just wondered if what people are like out there, what your guys think.
Steve's put, did you bring your mates? Steve, that's just so typical of you.
I must admit, when I go on an investigation, I tend to smudge.
Yeah.
And then I'd just imagine surrounded by a white light. Can't always get the white light though, but I always imagine that I'm meeting my guide.
Yeah.
And certainly since my dad died, it's tended to be my dad.
All right.
I don't know whether that's wishful thinking on my part or.
It's I think it's all about emotion, intention. and if it works for you, then that's definitely how it should be done. When it comes to it, a lot of people they refer to books as such. But what I've found in Wickham way of doing things is it's all about you doing your own thing, and as long as you've got that that intention there behind what you're doing, then that's the correct way.
I mean, yeah, and also it's like a good luck charm as well. It really don't matter what it is, as long as it links you to that positive good luck place, then it's your good luck charm, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's and there's a lot of people what use good luck charms as well. People what go out there on tour. A lot of people, and they take motive little mascots and like little good luck charms from home when they're traveling to far out places. So it's what I suppose that to me it's like what takes you there to that place.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Gary, for such as yourself, do you know when you're walking around, or if you do anything like paranormally, do you use crystals, gemstones, or do you wear amulets or some sort?
No, I used to have I used to wear a necklace, and the local priest where I used to live, he used to put holy water on it and give me a little tub of holy water.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting.
I used to ask him to like bless the necklace and that, and I used to wear that when I used to go.
Did you tell him why you wanted it blessed?
Yeah.
And he was all right?
He was all right with it. With me, he was. But other people, I don't think he would have been. But because I knew him for a long time, he was fine with it. So
that's pretty good.
He probably hated me for it, but you never know. he never shown it.
It wasn't holy water he was using.
Yeah. I made sure what he was doing, don't worry.
But he probably thought, seeing as he's going out doing that, I'll give this.
See, there is actually other ways as well that you can actually, do ritual water. For such as like holy water. You can use crystals and gems, and you place it inside a cup and put it outside, your window for moonlight with it. Like I said, there's quite a few different ways that you can actually do that. I mean, people also use it to heal, gemstones, put them in water and, give that gemstone an intention while they put it in. And like say some people put it in sunlight or, for a little bit and or in moonlight.
I always do mine in moonlight. And I always put mine in some sea salt as well, because that's good to help.
See, actually, what I like is them smudge sticks, like you said, Gary.
That was
they're not that easy to get hold of sometimes, to be quite honest. You know where we live, actually, there's only one shop kind of where we can go to. We are going into Sheffield type, to get them smudge sticks.
My daughter got mine off the internet. I'm not sure where she got it.
Yeah, like Hotel Centre, it's everything's near enough bought online these days now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you've got some notes.
I was going to ask people about if they do prayer or, like before going out on an investigation, maybe, and doing like a closing down protection prayer as well after, when before and afterwards. I was going to put that out there.
Yeah, definitely. I've got so many screens on my computer. I've got 2 screens with like 3 or 4 different pages loaded up. 2 seconds. Moon water, sun water, storm water, Yeah, you make your own. Jesus, yeah, I didn't know that, Steve Bird. Yeah, you can make mum water, sun water, and storm water.
But imagine
Yeah.
stormwater's got quite a bit of energy in it.
I can imagine.
Mm.
I don't know what's that used for.
Well, I've definitely used moon and sun water. Yeah, we've done that. We've used that. When it comes to prayers, it's really interesting that because we went to we were a church and people said it were quite active. And when we went, there were nothing really there. But what we did is, I think it was something like Saint Gilbert's or something. So we found out the saint. We found out what day it were its feast day, and we went on that feast day and did prayer dedicated to him. And strangely enough, we did get some sounds on an EVP, but I don't know where they are. It were a long time ago as well. So we did match that saint that day and then do prayer what we dedicated for him. A lot of days have got a saint like attached to that day. And I mean, I know someone that does prayers for saints on every day. So there's a lot of different techniques out there, really.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Right,
I
Tim.
just used the prayer code.
Tim.
I just
Sorry,
used the
Barry.
prayer basically to protect everybody around me when we was doing it. So
Yeah.
I'd make sure they're all protected, and some of them would opt out because they didn't believe in all that God and religion, but I said, well, that's just fair enough, really.
Yeah.
You do what you do, we'll do what we do, so
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's an interesting one, and it's probably another debate, that one.
yeah.
Religion in paranormal. Because a lot of it always ends up in an exorcism or Our Father. To use it at that point, you've got to use it all the way through, in effect. So, I mean, I think they're directly linked. Like, you know what I mean? Depending on your religion, and you'll probably end up using it in a paranormal investigation at some point. Maybe, it'd be interesting to know that.
Do you find they work or only sometimes?
I think it depends on how much energy you put into it. I'd say it's just like if you put your ultimate belief in what you're doing, and while you're using it, I'd say it's very effective. Myself.
Do you think it's maybe down to more of your belief and how much you do believe in it? For instance,
Personally, I think it is, because I'm not a great believer in religion, and I know Steve puts a great deal of faith in Wiccan and stuff like that, and nature. So I think what you're saying is right, Leslie. It all depends on your actual power of belief, your strength of belief.
Yeah,
I was talking to Phil the other day, and he said it. I go into a situation and I don't feel threatened, and I think part of that is because of my strength of belief in myself.
Yeah.
I
don't get you. All right, Tim has just joined us as chat.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Today's debate's about protection, Tim. It's like what you probably use if you're on investigations as such. I don't know if you use any form of protection while you're doing investigation.
Yeah. So a bit of delay there. I don't know why. There's a bit of a delay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. We definitely do. We have our mediums. Yeah. We have our mediums who do a blessing before the investigation and a blessing after, always.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely. And it's like Ian, what you were saying there, where, you know, like who you use as your spirit guide. I mean, you've got all that belief and love in that person, so that's where all your positive energy is. So it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, and like what Gary was saying is, prayer and that. Yeah, there's different. I think there's different forms, isn't there? Everyone uses different ways of doing this, but yeah, that's good. And it's like me. We always shut down at end. We try and make sure we don't take anything home with us.
Yeah.
Do like
I
a
think
closing
that's the biggest part of it as well. Is a closeout. It's grounding and closing out, so you're not taking unwanted spirit with you. And I think a lot of people forget that. I've certainly been on organised investigations where people haven't, at the end of the actual investigation, there's been no closeout at anything.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a believer, like Tim said, if they do it before and after, I will always join in.
Yeah. It's frame of mind, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't mind me saying, I mean, I think you're mad if you don't do some sort of protection, because I mean, I've had a few things happen when it's been very late and you're tired and people forget. This is in the early days, and some weird things happened when I got home. So I didn't know whether I brought some with me or not. So from then on, I thought, no, I'm not. We mustn't be, because you're tired. You think it could be 4 o'clock in the morning. Years ago, we got 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and if you don't use protection, then if you forget, I mean, do you know what I mean? And that can happen because you're tired, and that's the last thing on your mind is to do just a quick blessing. Plus, I think mediums can do blessings after the investigation. So I've had a medium do a blessing when we're traveling back, and she blessed everyone in the team. I don't know how that works. I ain't got nothing because I'm not a medium. But that's another thing people do. If they forget, you can do it that night or on the way home or something. It's quite interesting.
Well, I've had experiences through time, especially John. I can vouch for that. After an investigation, having my tires blown and whatever else, them little niggly things that mount up to say, just watch yourself, kid. It's like, I'll remember. Yeah,
I know some people who don't, but it's tight.
That's true.
Mad. I think so. I think you got.
Well, I mean,
I'm
just going to say it's really interesting because there was someone who I know who they were talking to me about Reiki and things like that, and it doesn't even live in this country. And I picked up an item on an investigation, and we brought it home with us. Straight away, she messaged and went, "What the hell have you just got?" And she was saying, I've picked something up. You've got something in your possession, and it's not good. And I couldn't believe it. She just messaged me, said that. It's the only time she said it as well. And I was literally in car with our Phil with that item on back seat, and that was quite interesting. That there were a few things that happened, which when in subject to that Reiki, it were amazing, really.
So what is Reiki then? John? Because people ask me, what's Reiki?
Yeah, it's like
So people
everyone's
know.
got their energies. Everyone's got their own energies. With thought, focus, and intention, we can all be connected in a way, and in that way we can heal as well. So that's probably not the like typical description, but that's how it was shown to me. And I'll be honest with you, I think that I might need to look into that a lot more, because there were a lot of things what happened, and I'm like, that were amazing. No,
Yeah. Oh,
so, yeah.
superb. Thank you. Just wondered, because people watching, they might want to know.
Well, the thing is, there's people out there that've done courses and things like that, and if you have, if you give your description, that's it's great, because that subject fascinated me.
We've got a lot of subjects to go through. We were saying earlier on the other slide.
I mean, Reiki, it's saying, is a Japanese technique for stress reduction and relaxation that also promotes healing. It is administered by laying of hands. Yeah.
And there's also remote as well, where it's from a distance. But yeah, we're quite interested in that. Definitely.
When you consider it, we're all energy anyway. That's all we're made up of. So we must be all connected in some way. So yeah, it makes sense if you think about it.
Definitely.
It were interesting. Definitely interesting that. And then if you look at it that way, you'd have to use protection, wouldn't you? Doing what we're doing.
There's also laser protection as well. If you don't mind me saying. So I don't want a butt-in. I don't want John to take over. Need to slap me one. But there's also different levels of protection. I didn't know that. That's something I learned. You can do a protection, which is a standardish one, and if it doesn't seem to be working when you get home, you can get a medium to give you an extra protection. And also you can protect yourself. There's a way of learning to protect yourself. Even if you're not a medium, you can learn to protect yourself as well, which is another new thing. So that may be learning to protect yourself, plus the medium protecting you. It's only a prayer thing and sort of thing. But if that'll give you, you put your surrounding yourself by light, and plus the medium give you protection, and that's, I didn't know. I thought there was just the protection. That's it. Sorry.
It's like added layers of protection.
Yes. So I didn't know that.
Layers of paint. If you keep adding it on, it gets thicker protection, if you know what I mean.
Yes, if you need it, only if you need it.
If you're going into somewhere has got a bad reputation, then you're going to need all the layers of protection you can get. If you're going into somewhere where all you've had is good reports,
you wouldn't have to
need protection, just so you don't bring it on with you.
And we do a standard protection, and we do that, and then if it gets to a certain point where we think we probably need more protection, some things happen like pains in your chest, or you're not fine, you obviously leave the location for a bit, and if you're still not right, then we can add extra. They can add extra protection. That's what they taught me. That's what mediums have taught me. And I listen. I always listen.
Mark Coltis actually in chat. Hi Mark. Hi Kaz. Sorry for shout outs. We're just seeing Facebook users quite a lot on sides. So yeah, I've got to check. So yeah, hi Mark. Hi Julie. Hi Emma. Mark was saying basically, vibrations which makes energy, and our energy depends on our vibration frequency.
I mean, it's like that, isn't it? because we were saying the other day, and I think we said it on when we were talking to Tim as well. If you go into an investigation and you're already a bit, days being one of them days, and you're already a bit fed up, you know what I mean? That could begin out a vibration of like a bit negative, and it could invite something, likes attract in that way, and you could then connect to negative just because you're in that frame of mind. So I mean, yeah, I totally get that. Also, if you've got a worry or a fear that's on your mind, if there's something, if someone, even if a person, so alive or other, sees there's a little weakness in there, they use it against you. It's like, oh yeah, he don't like that, does he? So we'll nick in there on that one and use it. So I suppose that's where I think protection comes from me. I think I've experienced that as well. Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah, but he's saying actually it's exactly the same if you're unwell or intoxicated.
Yeah, your vibrations are impaired, aren't they?
Yeah.
Your energy's different to how it usually is. It's like what you were saying the other day, Phil, about auras.
Yes.
Some people can see auras.
Mm.
That's not something I've ever been able to do. But you know yourself, if you walk into, I'm an empath, and I know if I walk into a room, I can usually feel the mood of the room, and I can feel the mood of people.
Yeah, that's exactly like me and our John. That we pick up on that. And like I was saying to Ian about spirits, demons, and such, these entities, they can see this colour, this aura that comes from you, and read you like a book. They know your weaknesses. They know which part of you to infiltrate, to change you, or whatever else. And this is why it's so it's so important to protect yourself from it. So in case, because you don't want to go through the hell that that comes after.
I mean, it's like animals as well, though. Animals are really good at this. Just latest one. I were at Skegness, and there was someone with a snake, and it was massive. And I went, flipping heck, what if it starts going round my neck? And she went, well, actually, they don't know to kill you by your neck. They know your chest moves, so it's when they wrap round your chest that you should be worried. Not really your neck; they're just hanging on. I went, all right. I went, do they pick up on fear? They went, no, it's mostly confidence. If you've got no confidence, snakes will try and get away. And then I think all times we've had dogs. Dogs are really good at picking up your mood.
Yeah.
They just know. And to a point where I think that's why we get attached to dogs so much, because some people will never pick up on what's wrong. You sit down and a dog comes next to you, and straight away by looking at how dog's acting, you think that's what mood I'm in. It's like I couldn't tell myself what mood I'm in, but dogs just said it. It's like animals are great at this. It's survival, I guess.
They're very sensitive, aren't they? Very sensitive.
Yeah.
They also say that a dog, a man's best friend as well. So it makes you wonder.
They sense. They're very sensitive. The heightened sensitive, like the smell and everything. They're very sensitive animals. We had a dog on we had a house where it was haunted, and what a surprise! What a surprise! And our dog used to bark in the corner. We know I was chuffed as bits. Me, my missus weren't. That was so active. That was like built in the 1600s or something like that. And the dog used to bark like mad, just in the corner, and the same spot every time. And that was they just so sensitive. Animals so sensitive. I'm not sure. I think cats are, but I think dogs are very, very sensitive for some strange reason.
Cats can definitely pick up on things, but I think dogs have been around us more, and they tend to pick up more on us than cats. Cats tend to be aloof. So if you see a cat acting up and watching spots, and there's definitely something there.
We had a good sight when we done the investigation at a pub once. We got in, and the first thing was the dog that the owner's dog, the landlady's dog, something. The first thing that started barking in the corner. As soon as we got in there, I went, "Oh, this will be good." But it wasn't barking. It wasn't barking in the corner of the pub. We found out it was barking upstairs. We didn't get permission to go upstairs because this is where they live. But that was barking up towards the ceiling more than in the bottom area, in the pub area. I was barking upstairs. And she said it was quite active upstairs, but they wouldn't allow us. Obviously, it's a private thing, so they wouldn't allow us. They should.
Yeah, I think they do it to wind us up sometimes. Getting back at things just to wind us up.
And then we had the landlady and landlord said, "Then they go to bed at about 11 o'clock. Help yourself." We're like, "Oh, okay." And we love that because you got a lock off then, not make the drink, not the spirits beyond the bar, so to speak. I mean, and that was very active that night. Got a lot of evidence that night.
It's. I think one of animals as well. What I think tends to get missed is it's horses as well. They pick up on. I don't know what they pick up on, but a friend of mine, she spends a lot of time with horses. She looks after them. She's got a few stables and that, and she says that once they know you, like that, it's amazing how they can pick up on you, and you can tell. It's it's either breathe, it's either come round you, and loads of other different things. And she said, it's amazing connection between people and horses when you're around them enough. But that came up because as a kid, I used to have weird dreams, and it were like scary dreams with horses in it in fields. Don't know why. No fear of horses. No issue. Just when I was a kid, I used to get these weird, like little nightmares. We horses, just horses like kind of screaming and then running away in the field. I can always remember their nightmares. I can always remember them. And then I think a film came out. I don't know if it was Ring or Grudge, something like that. And it actually has a painting with an horse, like looking scared. And then when I watched that, it just totally sent me to them nightmares. And I'm like, oh man, that's no. So I try and look to see what scares me, and it don't scare me now. But if I see it, I go, fucking heck,
I know what scares you now, then, John. A scary looking horse.
Well, it doesn't scare me. It just reminds me. It reminds me of it. So,
girlfriend's always been around horses. She's not got one. In fact, this is the only time I've known her that she hasn't got one. But her horse, she had a last one for 25 years. But wow. she can tell some stories about the horses and that. But she always said they can see the wind.
Right. Okay.
And they'll get spooked by anything when they were out on rides and everything. When a horse would get spooked and it wouldn't go near an area. They'd have to cross the road and go round it.
Makes you wonder then, that, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's interesting.
Always struck me as odd. I mean, I'm not a lover of horses. I must admit, they used to scare the hell out of me. I'd much rather a motorbike. There's only one brain in charge of it.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but since I've been going out with her, and I've known her 20 years or more, I've got used to them. And like I said, a horse who just died. It's true what you said, John. Once it got used to me, could be a moody bugger. It'd move away from me. But if we stood talking, I'd suddenly feel this head on my shoulder.
Sure, yeah.
She'd just come and stick her head over my shoulder and then walk off like, hiya. Weird.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, I mean, with all those energies like that, and sometimes we're so numb to it, I definitely I suppose that's why I use my own little protection, rituals and stuff.
Can you remember, John and Phil, when we went to the Bowling Green investigation and we got the pentagrams on the automatic drawing board? We were wondering why it was doing the pentagrams, and Fiona said, "I wonder if it's trying to give us added protection." Do you remember?
Yeah, actually.
I remember seeing a video of that.
That was believable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the area that we were in, people were actually practicing some form of rituals back then, and by looking at it, they were doing it quite often in that space, and we must have picked up on someone who were doing these rituals. And each time that she were talking to, try to come over and talk to us through auto writing. She did a pentagram, as in like to start off with. It was very interesting. I found that really, really interesting because I've not seen anything like that before. But that just shows you though that the pentagram that people seems to think looks demonic. Actually isn't. It's just it's a protection symbol.
Yeah. How many of you have been round Lady Bower or Peak District area? Just wondering, like Gary, Ian, and Tim.
Never done any investigation over that way. I've certainly been walking over that way. I worked over Peak District way for a while.
I've had a little investigation when I was quite young at the I think it was Derbyshire, but we could. I think if I'm right, I couldn't do much. If I remember, I mean, completely wrong here, but at the time there was apparently the Yorkshire Ripper was around. So we couldn't.
Right.
If I remember, I'm sure that's happened, unless I dreamt it. But I was only young, and there was a thing. There's a church nearby. I don't want to sound morbid, but there was a body found there. So the police were around there, and we couldn't go anywhere. We were locked off on the campsite at the time. That was pretty spooky stuff at that time as a youngster.
Yeah.
And I used to love going. As kids, let's go ghost hunting, and things like that. And but no, I didn't see nothing. That was. I've had an experience there. I have seen a spirit in. Actually, I say that I have seen a spirit in someone who passed. I can't say too much, but was a relative, and I actually see him in the tent. And I woke everyone up in the tent, and they were standing right in front of me. And all they said to me was, "Everything's fine. You've got nothing to worry about." And that's all they said to me. And I wasn't shocked by it. And when I got home from because that must have been another time. And then when I got them from Friday, I got home, I was then told that this person passed the Wednesday, the same time, and I'd seen them. And that's my first supernatural encounter. That was a relative.
Right.
Yeah. And the friends, if they're watching this now, Lee Hoppy and whatever, Mark, and whatever, they know if they remember by that, it was a long time ago, but I did actually see him standing there in front of me.
That's amazing.
Well,
we've just.
I have had a weird dream.
What's that, Gary?
I had a weird experience. It was also in the graveyard where I used to live, and there was only 3 of us because we invited loads of other people. They didn't bother, but we was just walking up like a pathway past a lot of graves, and me and this other person said there's like something peering around that tree.
All right, yeah.
And for some reason I said it. I feel like it's a kid, and so did this other one. And as you go past the tree, just next to it, there's a little boy's grave.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah.
It just shows you, though, doesn't it? Yeah.
And we hadn't been to that graveyard. We'd never been there, so that was very strange.
Yeah.
How he was trying to get our attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's there's been I get you with that. It's like how they gain your attention, and then like I end up finding yourself in certain places. I find that amazing, me, because they're kind of like what last one? Oh yeah, we saw something shooting past back of some bushes recently. I saw a woman, like a figure of a woman, just shooting across. It took me off guard. But yeah, you end up following. You're like, wait, where could she be? Where could she have been going? And then you try and follow it, don't you? So yeah, it's interesting how I might try and get you something.
Brilliant, yeah.
Sorry, John. It's just for people in chat room. Why it's coming up Facebook user is because what you need to do is go over to Team Spirit Paranormal Group and ask to be a member. That's the only reason why. It's because you're coming from a different source. That's all. So actually, after this, if you could please head over to Team Spirit Paranormal and add yourself as a member. Right,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yep.
What's this comment this lady's put?
That was Robin. She put many years ago, I was lifted up when I was lying down, top off body, into an odd position about 8 inches above the mattress. I could not see, but was completely filled with a love feeling, and then gently was put back down. After that, I loved absolutely everyone for about 3 days after. I would sit by the kids' beds and just watch them sleep. Never again, but we'll never forget it. I've had that lifting up experience myself as well. That was strange. Plus, me blankets around me had air flowing through for about 2 minutes, and I lifted up. That was strange. I never knew what that was about, to be honest with you.
Did you actually feel yourself physically being lifted up, Phil?
Yeah, physically.
And could you see yourself? Or...
Yeah, we were consciously awake.
So is that like an out-of-body experience then, would you say?
Well, if you're awake, do you say you're awake?
I were awake. I think I were
kind of awake, yeah.
See, that's the strange thing. I don't know whether I were subconsciously or consciously awake.
Right. You go into different levels of sleep as well, don't you?
I had an out-of-body experience when I was a kid. I was quite ill. Really high temperature. Had been in bed for a couple of days. And I remember waking up and thinking, I need to get out of bed. It was dark. We used to have a chair in the room, and I went and sat in the chair. And I sat with my head in my hands, and then I looked up and I looked across at my bed. And there I am, laying in the bed.
That's.
And I just remember the jerk as I was sat in the chair. And then I sat up in bed, just drenched in sweat.
Oh, wow.
I've only had the one, and that's when I was floating above when I was a child, looking down on myself, and I wanted to get back in my body. I think I mentioned it before on another live. And I wanted to get back in my body. And at first I couldn't do it. I was looking at my body and I I could see myself lying there exactly in bed, staring at myself, and I could not get back in my body. And I fought like anything to get back. And eventually I got back in and like, I woke up, and that freaked me out for a long while. Good, scared the crap out of me.
It does.
Yeah. I was covered in sweat. Oh. I couldn't sleep properly for ages after.
We're talking about that because I have I've experienced it, but I carried it. I think it was nearly one of the first books I got, and it was about how to make it happen again, basically.
How to astral project.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I do some my craziest stuff is in my sleep, and the only problem with that is you can wake up and it's like you've not slept. Because, I've been darting about in different places.
Yeah,
so
leading a different life while you're asleep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can tell sometimes. I wake up, I'm just really tired. Yeah.
And the police are knocking on your door that you get worried.
Definitely. So, Robin, now you are actually, your face is here on your comments now, love. Don't worry. Be alert.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Robin.
What's that?
It's because something to do with granting permission to use a photo. So she's there.
Can I just ask something, guys? If you don't mind me saying, I don't like promoting on people's lives, but I think I mentioned it on my live. Are you sure it's okay? Yeah. To mention it, about a TV show. I don't know if you've seen it. Unexplained, caught on camera. Have you watched that?
Yeah.
Well, we're promoting the second series of that now, but we're asking people who have got any video evidence of anything unusual, unexplained, whatever, to send in their clips if it's possible. And that's unexplained. I'll send some posters out to you guys so you can share it on your group if you don't mind. If you want to. If not, just tell me to bog off.
No, we're all in unity, pal. That's what it's called.
The email, I will do the email anyways. Unexplained@backtoback.tv. If you can send all your clips there, we don't want no fake stuff. Please, no, none of that. We want genuine stuff that you captured. Anything caught on CCTV or the door cameras, or if you've done anything you captured, anything unusual, to send it in to them, please. And I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I had to say.
No problem.
Pardon?
We definitely will. Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully the best stuff will be put on the show.
Yeah.
So, yes.
When's the show actually due? Do you know?
Pardon?
When is the show actually due?
I don't know. I ain't been told yet. Hopefully, because we've got a little bit of problem in it with the thing going on at the moment, but that's still going ahead as far as I know, and everything's fine. So, that's all I know. That's all I'm been told to say.
Well, we'll definitely keep people posted on that, Tim, and we'll share it around. No problem, mate.
Yeah, I'll send some posters to you so you can share it everywhere. It's nice to see other people's evidence as well, isn't it? Like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Nice to see other things. Yeah. I know there's a lot of fake stuff and rubbish and going about, whatever, but it's nice to see someone's got a genuine picture and they want to share it. And we're going to do a thing on that. I think maybe you should do that as well. Maybe get some people's pictures in one time and do I'm not trying to tell you how to do your show because I'll get slapped
it's all
by my admin.
We're there to share and show people.
Power unity, definitely. But all right.
We've got a little documentary. I don't know if we'll send it anyway. But we were doing live chats like this, and as we are talking, voices saying things were coming through the live chat, and people were telling us about it while we were chatting away, and we've got them on his page, like just as they were, not touched. Just we did live, it records, it goes to the page. You go back through it, and we are hearing voices interrupting live chat. But I think that one's one, the sound clip, someone shouting your name, and that was just ridiculous. That's in that room where he is now, Phil. Some really weird stuff happens there. Yeah, I don't know what it.
Can I just say, I have had EVPs captured when I spoke to a client for a private investigation, and they told me to basically bog off on the conversation to someone and tell me to F off and all this, and give me some nasty thing. And I'm speaking to someone phone, but on the phone, and I put the phone down, and I said, well, as I said, can you ring me back? Because I've got interference, because that's the first thing you think. So they rang me back, and the same voice again was telling me to bog off, leave him alone, leave him alone. I was like, what the hell? Huh?
No, so it was a husband on the extension.
No, it wasn't one of them sort of things. No, it wasn't. No, it's just one line, one call. There's no other lines on the because we did investigate it, and this private property, and that was weird. That freaked me out because I never had that before. It was something different, and I couldn't understand that because you think interference, you're getting cross lines, but when she rang me back and it was still doing it, I think, and I even rang on my mobile, I think that was still doing it, but only occasionally. It's like as she's trying to say something, it interrupted her. So that was like weird.
Yeah. We've got a few things to say on there, but like that comment you said about the feeling of love, I think that's one good thing to look at. Is it's not always negative, is it? Sometimes you get a lot of times as well. You get the positive, as well with paranormal. Obviously, that I mean, what do you think? That must have been like maybe a loved one, a relative, or someone that's just looking after it.
I don't know.
Can I just ask you guys? Can you hear something like talking in the background?
Yeah.
Strangely enough, since I've mentioned it, I've heard it.
It's the problem.
If the men just comment to see if they can hear anything.
It's difficult. You see, the trouble is with it because we're live. There can be interference. But if someone said if we got something saying, "Tim, will you bog off?" nice and clear, then I'd be thinking, "Oh no, that's interesting. That's do you know what I mean?" If any spirits are here who want to listen, they want to tell me to bog off, because we want to capture it for the Team Spirit Paranormal, whatever. That'd be amazing. Come on. You don't mind.
that would be something. Yeah.
Yes.
You see, it's stopped now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Could hear breathing.
Thank you very much. Now, let's go on with the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Going back to what you were saying, though, John, about the love and it not all being negative. I've been on very few investigations where there's been any negativity.
Yeah.
The majority of it has been either neutral or there has been that love side of it. There's been very little negativity.
Yeah.
But I've noticed there is, certainly in the para world at the moment, there seems to be an awful lot more negativity, demons and talker demons and bad entities. I'm just wondering if anyone else had noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that there is quite a lot of that talk, and to be honest with you, it's like I say, even down to the situation we're in, we're being stuck in house, is where things like some negative forces can lurk, and can affect you as well.
But also as well, people's fascination sometimes, and some people, they just want to see demons, don't they?
Yeah.
They go for negativity.
Yeah, they want that. They want it to be there. Yeah, and they rarely ever say, "Oh, we saw an angel" or something angelic. It's like sometimes there's a fascination with darker stuff, which.
Do you think a lot of it is down to the TV shows? Because you've got the likes of, I won't say his name, Leslie, with his little demon on his head and programs like that. They are promoted.
Step his way. It's summoning you.
The trouble in that is the TV and the movies, like political. Some of the movies they throw it around, and when I spoke to some people, and they turn around and said we got to politicize, blah blah blah, whatever. Are they going to throw things at me and whatever? And I've been on an investigation when an investigators turn around and said, throw it as hard as a ball as hard as you can at me. No, what are you doing? I don't know. Roll the ball, but I don't want to throw
it from behind him, wouldn't you?
Roll it, not
pick it up, launch it.
They kept saying throw it, and that wasn't long after I left. I didn't stay long. I left. I thought, you put yourself in it, you sort it. That's what I kept thinking.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to kick off eventually. If you keep aggravating people, I've seen it on certain TV shows where they got baseball bats out and whacking tables. Come and get some and all this. I think, the hell's this? I ain't got to name it. What show it was like? Good grief.
Yeah.
Don't you think though
Don't you think
that it's like humans, as we all are, we all like to hear the bad side of things, if you get me drift. We all believe the bad side easier than it is to believe the good side.
Yeah, definitely.
Bad news definitely spreads quicker than good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you tell someone three bits of good news and one bad, they'll talk about the bad news.
Yeah,
and it's true.
Yeah, I'll get around.
Not many people praise you now, and they always put you down straight away.
I'll be honest, Tim. I'm not very good with receiving praise, namely because I think that's the way we were brought up.
Yeah.
My boss is a lot younger than me, and she's very much into this touchy-feely, "Oh, you're doing a wonderful job," and all the rest of it. And it's
watch what you say.
Well, yeah, I must admit, it does tend to grate a bit because I don't know whether it's genuine or whether it's just how she's been brought up. And oh yeah, you don't put people down. I'd rather she just said, "Yeah, you're doing a good job. Carry on."
No, I think people got their own different ways of saying, well done, and sometimes you can take it the wrong way, and I think you should take it the way it goes. If they keep, you always get that feeling when someone's being patronising or something funny.
Yeah. And that's it. It does come across.
So I guess that.
Joe, to be honest with you, I do know what you're on about. I mean, I couldn't go to one of them circles that you're a ball, and can you tell me your emotion? Anger.
Yeah.
Let's chuck another ball. Let's catch it. No, I know what you mean.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I can't tell them to balls, but personally.
See, I've always been told that you cannot diss something until you experience it. Because unless you experience something, you ain't no authority to say it about something.
Yeah.
And I went, what? What's that about?
Do you not
That's
think,
what my dad used to say to me.
Do you not think people do it because they're not ready for it? Is that a case as well? They're not ready for the truth, or
what for
they just don't want to
paranormal?
believe it?
What for the paranormal and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't accept it. Some people.
Yeah.
Some people, yeah.
It's like
I mean,
going back to what we were saying.
yeah,
Going back to what we were saying at the start, Gary, about faith and your beliefs. People can believe in a God and an Almighty, but they won't believe in a paranormal. They won't believe that the spirits. Hang on, isn't that what heaven is?
Oh,
When
yeah.
you die, your spirit goes to heaven or hell.
I've got some evidence I've got, and I wouldn't even dare show it because they're going to just say, yeah, whatever. That's too hard to believe. And you in a frame of mind, even on TV shows, they got to be careful. I mean, some of them don't bother, but you got to be careful what you show, because I think people are not going to accept it. They're going to think, what a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
And that's a funny thing. You got to hold stuff back. It's ridiculous, but in a way, people don't want to think they're just not going to believe this. They're just not going to accept it. And are they ready for it? That's the other thing you got to ask yourself. And that frightens people.
Yeah.
I mean, all these subjects we're talking about are things to be that you need to protect yourself by as well. So it's from all different ways. It's not just from spirits. It's like your own thoughts and other people, and it's a lot of things, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Protection comes in.
People, I say, everyone's different, isn't they? And some people don't accept people because there's something, I don't like him, whatever. But then when you get to know them, you think, oh, they're brilliant. I like them. They're all right. Especially, you know what I mean? Things like that. It's strange how it works like that. I used to hate certain people, and when I actually met them and properly actually got to know them properly, I thought, yeah, they're all right there.
Yeah.
I think part of that is, like you say, is knowing someone.
Yeah.
I grew up with some fairly nasty people. I grew up on a rough estate, and I got on great with them.
Yeah.
There's other people who, I don't know, religious. They you look at their life and you think they're wonderful people, and then you actually get to know them and you think, no, I'd rather deal with the lads I grew up with.
Yeah.
Like I say, you get that feeling for people. You protect yourself. You know yourself. You walk into a room and you meet someone, you can take an instant dislike to them.
Yeah.
I've had the opposite. Someone's walked into the room and it's like, and you can see them look at you like, I've never met you before, but you suddenly bosom buddies.
Yeah. It's crazy how that works. Yeah. And then there's some people, and there's a bit of you what don't like them, but there's at the same time that they come across all right, and you find something quite intriguing about them, and you just think, I can't help it.
Yeah. I really shouldn't like you, but I do. It's like, you watch I don't know whether any of you've watched them, the serial killers.
And
they're doing interviews. And they come across as so genuine, nice.
Yeah.
In the spare time, they're hacking people today.
Very, very clever people.
Very, very intelligent people. Yeah. And there's something about them that charisma.
Yeah.
Because we all have this image of demons, and you think they'd be demonic, but they're not.
That's funny, isn't it? Because that then what's there, they'll come across like a demonic entity will come across really nice and helpful.
Yeah.
And and they'll try and do best for you at first, and then it's only basically though to build up a bill. So then you've got to cash it in. It's time to cash in my bill on you. It's like they befriend you. Is what is it's I know what you mean, because they do those interviews with living people what are in for like whatever crimes, and they come across really intelligent. They've got charisma, and they win people over, and it's how they do it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you just think, well, in other life, it's probably the same. They'll come through, they'll pretend to be your relative or best friend or whatever to get in, and that's why there's some say, but before you get to know a spirit or whatever and work with them, test them out to make sure it is what it is. The saying
Yeah.
is, yeah. I mean, that's fascinating. That, yeah.
My question is how do you know if a spirit is genuine, and how do you know if they are trying to manipulate you?
For me, I pick up on vibes.
Same, yeah.
It's just I just get that feeling that, again, talking to Phil the other day, we were talking about and you, Les, we were talking about Rothy and the Ouija.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit was coming through, and it was telling us all these stories and what it was doing, and it just picked up on something and said, "You're not what you say you are," and it just closed down. It just shut down.
Yeah.
Like, I've been caught out. I'm out of it.
And that's the thing, though, to be honest with you, do you know, when it comes to Ouija boards and people that are not that clued up with them when they're using them, is that's how bad things happen. They don't know whether if a spirit's genuine or not, and they don't know what they might be bringing back. And if they don't close down or protect themselves right after, then that's where problems occur.
Yeah.
If you're experienced in using a Ouija board, or a spirit board, or however you want to call it, you'll know pretty much in yourself by that gut feeling if it's a dodgy question that's coming from that spirit or if it's wrong. That's my personal experience on it, anyway.
I just want to say, with spirits that you got to be careful. Do you say about trust? You got to be, because we don't know. We think we know who they are, and you don't know. To be honest with you, you don't know who they are. So trust is a funny thing when it comes to investigation. It's depends how far you go with it, what you trust. If you don't feel right about it, then no. You don't want to be opening yourself up too much, because you don't really know who they are. If we did, that'd be brilliant. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a wary thing about opening up.
As in life, though, as well. Like, people can bullshit you, can't they? And like, you think, oh, they seem lovely, and then they can stab you in the back, so to speak.
I think all like that.
Spirit world as well.
Oh, I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
It's trust, isn't it? If you got to build a trust up, and then when you got your trust there, it's same as investigating. You got to build a trust, and if you feel comfortable and everything's all right, then you can go a little bit further, sort of thing, whatever. And it's the same as a relationship. There's got to be that trust there, and a friendship. Got to be that trust.
And it's like we said a couple of days ago in another live, I think, me and Phil mentioned that the more you go to a location, the more trust you do get. You build on that trust.
You build that
portfolios area. So, they'll get used to you. You've been there, and sometimes they'll think, you know what, I won't ignore this person. I'll come a little bit closer.
Yeah.
That's why I like to go back to a location more than once, because it's the same thing. You've got to try and befriend them.
Yeah, and they get familiar. They get more familiar with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I moved house and my local pub changed. So I walked in and I got a drink and I sat down and I was by myself. And then next time I went in, did the same. And then eventually, like the local, you get that local circle of people, don't you? Someone looked over and went, "What are you drinking by yourself for?" And he goes, you don't do that. You come and sit over here now, and I like that. That was pretty cool because then I knew when I walked in. Well, I don't know. I have to see if they open up again. When I walk in, I've got a place where I can sit down, say I do, and I know those people now. And I thought straight away. I thought of that, and I thought that's with living. Again, that could happen as well in that situation with investigation. Visiting a location. What's he doing over there? Comes back. He's here again. I might as well see what he's up to, kind of thing. That might happen. It might happen.
And also, they can change as well. You can get a spirit that changes, which is weird. They seem to be okay, and they start talking. You get bits and pieces coming in. Not a full conversation. That very rare. I wish it was like easy as that.
Yeah.
You get bits and pieces, but then that can all turn a bit nasty. Now, whether it's a different spirit or not, that's the thing. It's sometimes different. Unless it's got a different voice, like in a geobots or whatever, it can have a different voice, and it's a different person. But sometimes it's got the same voice, and they start turning nasty and being rude and telling you to off. I'll just beat that one off.
Yeah.
And so that's a weird situation when they change, and and the atmosphere doesn't feel has changed completely. So, but then that could be another spirit. We've had the situation where another spirit is stopped them from communicating, and they've took over, and they start being dominant on it, and they want to the other speak.
We had that, didn't we, at the South Yorkshire Barracks in the cellars, where there was communicating with the spirit on the Ouija board in the cellars, and then a more what word? It was more overpowering, and he wanted to shut him down, and that was quite strange, really.
Yeah, like this aura authority just came straight over. Yeah, and it just like blanketed everything else. But I've been into a spiritualist church where she was given a message, and she was starting to look flustered, frustrated or something. And she looked at me and she went, I'm just going to tell you I'm coming to you next, and it's just to stop this energy from bothering me about it, so I can finish my message." And she did that. She finished the message, and she goes, "I had to do that to let them know I'm coming to you next." Proper mithering her. Thing is, I did a bit where I went to different spiritualist churches where they didn't know me to see what I was getting. And it was weird how I was getting roughly the same messages. And she came over and gave me a it was really good. She didn't know me, and it weren't asking me questions. It were a message, flat out, and it were all there. It made perfect sense. So that was interesting. But I saw it happen there, where she's giving a message, and you could see her going like, "I've got someone here just trying to get a butt in, and I'm coming to you next." I'm like, "Oh, all right, yeah, not my fault." But that was interesting. And a lot of people say it on Ouija board as well, don't they? Like, "Oh, right there," and then someone's interrupting, and you get like animated. Yeah.
Really weird.
I was going to say, you got to have a backup plan for when it turned that funny. Mine is just run.
yeah. And
I'm joking. Run, leave. And I always have a rule at events. Yeah, I have a rule at events, right? I always say to them, right, now the situation, just mention this when we do investigations and everything's going okay, and if something's started getting nasty and throwing things around and stuff like that, it's under the insurance policy, you must let the team members get out the door first, and you want to see their faces. They go, I'm only joking. I always do that on the start of because we do charity a bit. Well, we haven't done charity. We do a charity, but you want to see their faces. I said, start goes first, okay? Remember that one if you're doing that.
I'm sorry, I'll be the first one near the exit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Staff members must go first. That's priority for insurance reasons.
I'll be make sure I'm stood near the exit.
In an hour and 15.
Yeah, I have got to go. I've just got to sort something out. But thanks everybody for watching and tuning in. Thanks, Leslie and Tim, Ian, and Gary and Phil.
Thanks for having us.
Being spot on this. Yeah.
I will return the favour.
That's it. We'll be definitely, hopefully, going on Tim's at some point as well.
Always
good. All right, so I'll see you later, everyone.
Okay, John.
See you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.